Hey guys, I hope you're doing well today. This is Chris Englezu from CE Fish Essentials. Welcome back to another video. So today I'm really just raising a little topic. If you haven't seen one of my recent posts, generated quite a bit of conversation, some, I suppose, controversy around the aquarium hobby, how some things are done. It was, if you haven't seen it already, go and check it out. But in short, it was about how betta fish are farmed in some places. This was one particular farm where the betta fish were being raised in liquor bottles, I suppose. The point I wanted to raise in the video, in the post about the video, was that yes, the scale of the operation was absolutely huge. I have no idea who drank that many bottles, but that is massive. I mean, absolutely massive. I've never seen something quite like that before. The post is still gaining a lot of traction as we speak, and thank you to all the people who have followed me as a result of that post, because I hope you may in some way be interested in the welfare of fish species, and what I'm particularly interested in is the ethics around fish keeping and how to make the aquarium hobby more ethical, so that we can enjoy these fish not only for what they look like or you know, the aesthetic reasons, but also to learn about nature, to teach about nature, and maybe even to promote a little bit about conservation. So, right, the point I wanted to raise was that yes, it's very shocking to see fish kept in such a way, and I think we have to put it into context. Betta fish, also known as Siamese fighting fish, if you are more familiar with that term, are very solitary. At least the males are very solitary. Females can be that way sometimes, and this means that they're quite territorial. They can be extremely aggressive to other males, and even immature males can really pest the females as well. So it's really important that they are kept, the males are at least kept independently, and they are also one of many fish species that can breathe atmospheric air. So they don't need you know, air supply going in. If you see them in their natural habitat, most of which today comprises rice paddy fields, so highly manipulated and not necessarily always very natural. Nevertheless, it's always very shallow water. Sometimes it's very muddy water, but on the whole, they breathe atmospheric oxygen a lot of the time, take big gulps of air, and assimilate that oxygen through their digestive system. So it's not, they won't be suffocating, so to speak, to be in containers without a continual air supply. Again, in the video you can see that each individual bottle is being fed, and they must have that regime going on every day. It's in the interest of that business there to take care of those fish, because there is a large demand for this species in the ornamental aquatic hobby all around the world, and they must sell very many of them. I think the point I was trying to make was, in and amongst all the fury and the anger and disappointment and sadness that a lot of you expressed, I struggle to see how it's different to what we see in a lot, and I mean a lot, of aquarium stores in the West, in the United States, in Europe, United Kingdom. You often walk into stores, and okay, the containers are not liquor bottles, but they're very, very small. You know, some of them barely even reach half or even 1 litre. And they're all stuck right next to each other, causing the males to flare at each other all day. It's very stressful for the fish. It shouldn't be done continually like that. And so I was trying to get the point across that the blame for this type of thing isn't exclusively with the breeders. It's a hobby-wide issue, and it's a really good example of where we could improve as a hobby. There are some stores, don't get me wrong, I've walked in and I've seen they've really taken time to create better displays where they are reasonable sized aquariums. They are separated appropriately so the fish don't have to see each other all the time and flare up, just so that they, you know, the customer can see the beautiful fins, and they make money. It's more about the welfare and the well-being of those fishes. And you know, in my view, I wrote this actually in response to someone today. I think greater ethics in fish keeping is ultimately going to translate into more sales, and it just makes more sense. If you're going to have greater ethics, you're going to have healthier fish, you're going to have more fish being sold because they're healthier, they're happier, they're more vibrant. And you know, I can't see how it's a negative other than the reason for doing this kind of mass production in such a shortcut or shortcutted type of way is productivity. In the end, the maximum amount of fish in the minimum amount of space, the quick turnover possible, means more money can be made. And the point I made was that I think in order to profit from living animals, which I'm not wholly against, as long as there is some form of requirement, some form of reasonable requirement of welfare and sustainability in case of wild animals and people's livelihoods and so on, I think the important thing is that there is an expectation on welfare requirements. I think there should be a minimum requirement that is reasonable for people to stand to benefit from the profit of living animals. And I just don't think we're quite there yet. So guys, I really welcome your thoughts on this. Please come back to me, leave a few comments, give me your suggestions on how we can actually implement these things at a global level, because this is not going to be very easy. Is it as simple as, say, the European Union, if we use it as an example, or the United States, where there's a large customer base that are buying the fish in, that can implement a solid, one solid rule around all the states that says sellers or exporters must comply with X, Y, Z and have a certain particular type of certification that says that they comply with this type of welfare standard. Otherwise, we're not allowed to buy. Is it that simple? I don't know. There probably are these types of things in places already. Many times you'll see even plants in the European Union need to have a veterinary standard, some type of certification. So are our standards too low? Are we missing the welfare aspect here? Is it our fault for not increasing our standards of welfare? And how much would that impact the economy if we do that? That's another question. Anyone who's specialists in this type of area, please do come forward and share your thoughts, because there may be things that I'm missing here, and I'm sure of it, that we could all stand to benefit learning from. So anyway, I'll leave it there, but please let me know. And again, thank you for all the follows, for all of the comments and likes and all of that stuff. It really does help. I'm trying to grow my platform, and every little bit helps. If you haven't already, please do click the little follow button or the little subscribe if you're on YouTube. Press the like button, save the bell so you get notifications and so on. And I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.